Housewives of Beverly Hills, um, episode 2. So the ladies are getting ready for the trip to Lake Tahoe that Lisa Rinna invited all the ladies to Lake Tahoe for the weekend. So prior to the trip, Garcelle meets up with Kyle for lunch to talk about their friendship and the little incident that happened on the reunion last year, where Kyle brought up that Garcelle didn't pay for her donation to the children hospital charity, the $5,000. Yeah, there was a mix-up. Instead of the charity people actually calling her and Kyle actually calling her to fix it, she wanted to do it on the reunion to blast her and embarrass Garcelle. Yeah, she pulled one of them stunts, one of her usual stunts that Kyle do, trying to thought she was doing something, but it made her look like, in a bit like kind of like I don't want to, a racist, kind of like a racist, and that's what it really, to me, it made her look like. But so they meet up, talk about the friendship, about the charity donation. Garcelle asked her, would you actually ask any other white women would you ask any other white women the same thing that you asked me? And Kyle went, oh my god, I wouldn't dare. I don't think that I don't think that she never really gave a clear answer to that question. She never said a yes, she never said a no. I honestly think that she would not ask them. She would have called them and said, hey girl, something went wrong. I looked at it, they told me that was the wrong address on the thing. She would have literally called them, fixed it, and never said nothing else about it. But she wanted to actually embarrass Garcelle, because she felt a way about how when Garcelle accepted doing Garcelle's speech at the event where she got an award. She was just being funny, and you took it a certain way. But during the first season Garcelle was on, you was acting a certain way towards Garcelle, so you kind of got what you got. But to do that, you knew what you was doing. So they made up, and Garcelle told her, you really hurt her feelings by how you did that, because she explained like when she had actually went to a restaurant, everybody else was she had got crappy service, and she think that other white customers were getting good service, and she wasn't. So when it was time to tip the waiter, she was they already had this assumption that black people don't really tip. So you have that concept of, do I tip them even though the service was bad, or don't? They already got that concept that black folks don't tip. So she explained it to her in that way, and Kyle actually understood and got where Garcelle was coming from. So they end up making up, and so they're back on good terms after that. So moving on, Erica and Sutton hang out at Erica's studio and stuff. They hang out. Sutton bring her a little gift basket, just hanging out, Erica getting ready for the trip, picking out clothes and everything. They just sitting there chit chatting. Sutton, you know, looking at houses and everything because she sold her dream house, the house that she raised her kids in, or was married in, and everything. And she looked at houses, haven't found the right house, so she planned to build. And you know, they just sat there and she just talking to Erica. Erica, in her confession, talked about her friendship since she met Sutton on the show and stuff, and said she really enjoyed getting to know Sutton, and she really enjoyed their friendship so far. So, you know, they did a little of that. So moving on, we get to Crystal. Crystal shows her life at home and everything. You know, it was a little boring, to be honest. You got to see her that she managed her husband's work schedule for him and everything. She liked to be in control, is what I kind of got from the overall feel. She liked to be in control of everything, her kids' life, her husband's life. But the overall boss of the whole house domain is her right hand. She called, aka her boss, the housekeeper. She's really the funny person of the whole thing. She runs the house, runs the whole house, and everything. So yeah, I said that was nice and cute. I really wanted to know what Crystal actually did for a living, because I really did want to know. It's like, yeah, your husband is who he is, but I want to know exactly who you are, because you have a lot of issues with during this season. You have a lot of conflict with Sutton, but Sutton has her own identity, and I don't know nothing about you as of yet, other than you crazy. So right now you're very boring, and I don't know. But moving on, so we move on to everybody getting at they going to get to the private air for the getting ready to get on the plane, the private jet and stuff. So Lisa and Garcia are there waiting on everybody. So they get there first, so it's kind of awkward. They say hi and whatever, but they're not really interacting that much. They just sitting there quietly, and then comes and Kyle. So Garcia was very happy to have Kyle there. She was very happy. She ain't never been happy to see Kyle in her life. Cause yeah, she still ain't feeling Lisa. So they go on a trip. They get to the house in Lake Tahoe. The house is gorgeous, really nice house. They were greeted by the person of the house who was there to greet them and everything, to welcome them to the house and everything. He tell them about the first floor, that the first floor is the bears floor. So if whoever stays on the first floor has to keep the doors locked. Yes, keep the doors locked, because the bears, if they get into the house, they do be on the first floor. So yeah, that was kind of like, what? Yeah, that's kind of weird. But yeah, so everybody goes to their room, pick their room and everything. There wasn't a butler or anything, so everybody had to carry their own suitcase and stuff. So I was really shocked that everybody was kind of mad that majority of them was mad that they didn't have a person to help with the bags, but you in COVID, so you should have kind of packed a little lightly, because you're only there for the weekend. So it's like you should have kind of packed lightly for that. But you know, it's Beverly Hills, so they gonna have a couple of bags. to change for apparently 2 days or whatever they got planned to do. But moving on. So Cal cooks dinner and everything. So Cal cooks dinner. I think Cal should have had the chef cook because Cal ended up burning the salmon. Yeah, I don't know what she had the salmon on. I think she had the salmon up too high because she had the salmon in the oven for 20 minutes, and she went and sat down with the girls, and she should have asked the chef to keep an eye on the salmon because she totally forgot about it because that salmon was burnt. I mean, burnt past. That was Cajun burn. Like barbecue sauce couldn't save that. Nothing could save it. So they end up eating. Everybody ate whatever. Kyle checked. Kyle checked Kathy food and asked Kathy why she didn't eat. Kathy said she watching her figure. I think Kathy is very funny and a little out there, but she actually fits on the show with the ladies. She's in her own little world, and she's just a really cool person so far. So the ladies get finished eating, they go downstairs to chill and talk, and they play a little game of tell two truths, one lie. So we just gonna skip on to the main ones that I was really interested in. Erica talks about her being adopted. Her stepdad adopted her. Her working for the mob, which I thought was very interesting and kind of really made a lot of sense with what's going on with her and Tom situation. If you think about it, it really makes more sense to her situation and to her personality overall. Crystal said she was a secretary for an escort, and she was propositioned to be an escort. Now on that one, I honestly think she was an escort and she was a secretary at that escort. I don't think she was propositioned to be an escort. I think she was an escort and she was a secretary at the same time. That's my honest opinion, because I just thought something about her said she was an escort. I said, I don't know. It just something about her said she was an escort and she was a secretary at the same time. She said at 18, yeah. And with her saying she had body issues and stuff like that, yeah. Something just said, yeah. She was something just gives something in me said that she was an escort. I don't know why. It's just something about her says she did a lot, and it just something about her just says that. Moving on, Lisa says she can't lie. It's like, hold up, you've been lying this whole time. You've been on this show since day one. It's like you've been lying this whole time. You lied on your best friend last season, and you've been lying, period. So let's be real, you just a damn joke. Moving on, everybody get ready to go to bed. So Garcia goes see Lisa and talks to Lisa and tell Lisa that, I talked to Sutton at Derek's party, at Derek's barbecue party, and she said that you thinking that everything is all good, but we're not all good, because when we met up, you did all the talking. You didn't allow me to tell exactly how I really felt, but you thinking we're all good and we're not, because I don't really trust you, because the way that you did Denise was wrong, and the way that you have been doing me is wrong. And hold up, doing me is wrong, And Garcelle asked her, so how can I trust you and how can I trust this friendship if I tell you something and I tell you something very personal and I turn around and find out that you use that against me. She said, can you like if I tell you something and you turn around and use it against, how will I know if you turn around and use it against me? She went, I can't promise you that. What? I went, what the hell do you mean you can't promise me that? Like, that right there told me exactly who you was. You was a shady heifer. 100%. You was a shady heifer. You shady as hell. 100% with that messed up face, the messed up lips, blow up lips of yours, and you gonna say I can't promise. If I tell you something that is very secretive, that because we are friends, we've been friends for over 10-15 years, and you did your own best friend for over 25 years dirty over a so-called rumor that was actually really about you and not about her. So if I tell you something, you gonna dog me even worse with that messed up flat face of yours. You tripping for real. I said, so I was really kind of like, Rena, you not a real friend. I said, I don't understand how you even got friends, because you the type of person, you use people to get to the next level. That's what I get from you. You using people to get, you like be friends with people to move up. You lose friends to move up to the next level in your life. You're not being friends with people to actually be friends. That's what I'm getting from you, 100%. So, they ended up, so Lisa was like, what we gonna do and stuff to move forward, cause I really want to be friends and stuff. I don't want to be stuck on this in the past and everything. So can we just move forward and everything and try again? So, excuse me. So Garcelle was like, we can take this one step at a time. Just one step at a time. We can try to build a friendship over again, but we'll take it one step at a time. So, I think all Lisa heard was the friendship that they gonna take the friendship they were gonna be friends. That's all she heard. She didn't hear we're gonna take it one step at a time. One step at a time. All Lisa heard was we're friends, and that's all that she cared about. And Garcelle sat there looking at her like, this heifer is crazy. Like, this heifer crazy. And she knows it. So she knows that she gonna have to take it one step at a time. She can't trust her. She gotta watch what she say around her and how she moves when she around Lisa Rinna. Mostly when she around a lot of them heifers other than Sutton. And I wanna say maybe Crystal to an extent, but I'm not sure yet. But we'll see. I said, so moving on, so next up is Kyle. So mainly downstairs, Kyle, Crystal, and Sutton are still up. They downstairs, cheering, drinking, taking one more cocktail, just saying cheers to each other. Weekend getting ready to start off, having a good time. So they talking about Kyle and them. They're talking about what went on with her and Garcelle. Sutton says, long as you keep it real with Garcelle, long as you honest and keep it 100% with Garcelle, you will be cool. And Kyle kind of cut her off and said, "Nah, you can't say that. You can't say that. That ain't what it is. You know what happened last and how." But Sutton was telling the truth. Long as Garcelle one of them people that is, you keep it 100% and you keep it 100 and stay honest with her. Don't beat around the bush. Don't play the Lisa Rinna, the Erica Jane, the Kyle, the Derek, the Derek games, and you just keep it straight up with her, you'll be fine. But Kyle don't know how to do that. And I think Kyle gonna keep playing them games. But Sutton was trying to let her know, as long as you keep it 100 with her, you will be fine. But she wanted to say, no, you can't say it. That ain't what, you know how she was treating me last year and this and that. But Crystal asked, like, what happened? So Kyle went into, there was a charity event. There was a mix up, and with the donation, and we ended up having to meet up and stuff and talk about it. And she ended up telling me about, Garcelle told me about her experience, and that it really affected her really bad, and I hurt her feelings, and that it comes down to people thinking that black folks are not able to pay for things. And I understood what she was talking about. And then Crystal added in that she understood where Garcelle was coming from, because her and her friends deal with it from the Asian community when people does it to them and stuff. And then Sutton went like, hold up, we're not about to do the racial dividings and all that. We're not about to do that. She went, we're gonna stick to the main. She said, we're gonna stick to what we are actually talking about, because she went, I'm not getting into all that. And so that caused her and Crystal to have a little conflict. And Crystal went, oh, so you one of them, you don't see color. And that's when it went off. So my opinion, I actually understood what Sutton was saying. Sutton didn't want to get into that because it was actually, I want to say, Kyle actually explained exactly what went on with her and Garcelle, and she explained it very clearly, and there was it. I think that Crystal should have just said, oh, okay, I understand, because me and my friends, we as Asians, we go through the same thing that Garcelle go through. So with us being Asian, we deal with the same thing, so I know exactly how she feel, and left it at that. But she wanted to add her 2 cents and go into details. And what Sutton didn't want to get into all that. She just didn't want to get into all that. And that was understandable. It was understandable. I get that. Some of y'all may think I was wrong. Y'all can tell me down in the comments. And everything. But this is how I feel. And I said, and when Crystal said, oh, you don't see color, what do that got? That got nothing to do with this. She just saying that she don't want to have that conversation. A lot of people don't really, it ain't that they're not, it has nothing to do with them being racist or anything. They just do not want to get into that when we're not really talking about that. We're talking about something very specific. A situation going between 2 friends, and one friend actually explained it to a friend down to the point and got to it. You wanted to add your 2 cents in and make it about you, and that ain't what the conversation was about. So that's all I gotta say. That was it for this part of episode 2 of season 11. Like, subscribe, share, leave your comment down at the bottom, and I get back at you. This your boy Paul Brantley, and thank y'all for tuning in.